is the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Celebrity Afterlife Report for the week of May 19, 2014. I am the Celebrity Medium. Let's dive right into this week's gossip, shall we? I told you last week about P.T. Barnum's new circus tent-shaped restaurant called P.T.'s Place, which was scheduled to open soon after the report was filed. Well, the opening happened as planned, and it was star-studded. According to some of my Next World sources, among the notables in attendance was Kurt Cobain from the band Nirvana. Kurt was with Nicole Smith, who I am told has lost some of the weight she gained during her last years on the earthly plane. Unfortunately, neither of them was in the mood to discuss their relationship, however, according to my source. Also on hand for the ribbon cutting, godfather of soul James Brown, who seems to be everywhere in the afterlife these days, as well as Bruce Lee and his son Brandon, actor River Phoenix, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, famous mime Marcel, and Rodney Dangerfield. Spotted in the crowd apart from the other celebs, wearing sunglasses in an apparent attempt at camouflage, was Jim Morrison, who has been AWOL of late from his band, The Legends. Barnum put out a spread for the VIPs in attendance, and it seems to have been enjoyed by all, with the possible exception of Dangerfield, who joked, "I've had better food at a Seder." At least my source thought he was joking. I mentioned martial artist Bruce Lee and his son Brandon. I'm informed that the two have been absent from the public spotlight in the afterlife of late. One of my sources spotted the two leaving the scene after Barnum's restaurant was officially opened. She approached them to ask where they've been and what they've been up to. She tells me it took a little prying on her part, but she finally got them to open up. Seems that the Lee boys have found a new way to spend their time as professional wrestlers. They are touring the Next World Arena circuit as a masked tag team called the Ninjas. From what I hear, their martial arts training has come in very handy as they learn moves to perform in the squared circle. My information is that they are currently good guys, but as anyone who has ever watched pro wrestling knows, anything can happen when the belt's on the line. I also mentioned that Jacqueline Onassis and Marceau were at the grand opening of P.T. Barnum's new restaurant. Shortly before recording this Celebrity Afterlife Report, I got more information about the two of them. From information I got from several sources, I've been able to piece the story together. Jackie O, who is well known on the earthly plane as a patron of the arts, was attending the opening of a showing of Salvador Dali's recent work at an afterlife museum. Marcel bumped into her, and when Jackie turned toward him, he pantomimed an exaggerated stagger. She recognized him immediately, of course, and laughed at his little act. He then pretended to hand her an imaginary flower from his lapel, and they began to converse. One thing apparently led to another, and the two left for coffee at a nearby cafe. Since then, the two have been an item and have been seen together at several public events. Now, here's where the story gets interesting. From what I've told, John F. Kennedy and Aristotle Onassis, her two former husbands on the earthly plane, had both been harboring hopes of getting back with her and were very upset to hear about her romance with Marceau. This one looks like it's going to get interesting, and of course we will keep our eyes on it. One of my best afterlife sources told me that a new musical is being penned by the unusual partnership of Albert Einstein and Gilbert and Sullivan. At least for now, the musical is known by the working title E=mc², which of course is Einstein's famous equation describing the relationship between matter and energy. The professor's work in theoretical physics may seem like an unlikely topic for a play, but remember that a play about chess was a big hit on the London stage, so who knows? My source says that he was able to witness a few early rehearsals for the show, and that it features several numbers about physics and Einstein's personal life in the classic Gilbert and Sullivan style. I haven't as yet received any word about who might be in the cast or when the show is scheduled to open. Just before I started to record this edition of the Celebrity Afterlife Report, I received word from one of my Next World sources that singer Jerry Vale had just arrived in the afterlife. A small crowd of his fans were on hand to welcome him to his new existence. As always, James Brown was among the greeters. My source asked Jerry if he had any plans for spending his time now that he was free from the earthly plane. Topiary, he answered, smiling. Okay, that's it for the Celebrity Afterlife Report for this week. Please come back next week for more of the latest gossip about all your favorite deceased celebs. I am the Celebrity Medium. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Celebrity Afterlife Report podcast. To ask a question about your favorite deceased celebrity, call 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-3-MY-DREAM. 818-369-3732.